Lucas.
Everett.
How are you? Fancy seeing you here.
I'm good. I'm a little brokenhearted. I went and I saw a movie last night. I saw Begonia.
How was it?
It was excellent. Emma Stone plays the CEO. Jesse Plemons and this other guy play conspiracy theorists. Super believes she's an alien. But it's not with the movie. I'm bummed because I was reminded when you go to an AMC theater, you see Nicole Kidman before the movie starts.
Sure.
In that silver sequins gown, whatever. And I was reminded that her and Keith Urban are no more.
And that left you brokenhearted.
I liked them together.
Okay. I have no thoughts on this subject myself. This is a pop culture moment that has bypassed me completely.
Well, okay, so they broke up, and everyone's saying the reason for this is because she's working too much. Because as I'm sure you might, well, maybe you're not aware because you're not with the kids, but she makes like 6 movies a year. And so they're like, she works too much, and she left him all alone, and blah blah blah. And I'm like, maybe she was working to get away from him.
It happens. I know that's what my father did. It's entirely JK.
Yeah. But everyone, welcome to the Let's Get Bread podcast, where we talk about all things sex, money, food, and religion. And we are so excited because today we have our very first guest.
The first one ever. Oh my God, kids, this guest is a major get.
And her name is Mimi Landru. Mimi is an up-and-coming comic writer and character actress and the host of her very own podcast, Match My Freak with Martin Marrow. Please welcome Mimi. You got 2 intros there, so you're so special. Sorry, I forgot to do the log line. I forgot to do the bio.
Oh, it's fine. I'm sure we'll learn a lot about me on this podcast. I'm sure it'll be very telling, you know.
Mimi, how you doing today?
Good. Oh, I want to talk about the Keith Urban thing. You know, she paid him like $600,000 a year to stay sober.
What?
Wow.
Yeah.
Does he have a drinking problem?
He must, or like a coke problem, maybe a poppers problem.
Oh, yeah.
Have you guys ever done poppers?
Oh, girl.
Yeah.
Please.
Yeah.
Same. I had to do poppers. I had to do poppers to get through my last relationship.
Oh.
You know,
Just in like 60-second increments?
No, he was not a big boy. This is very telling, but you know, I'm a comic, and you know, we air out the laundry. I hope he never. Well, you know, he's blocked me because I broke up with him while he was in Europe after he took me there. Regardless, poppers don't give you like a euphoric feeling, right?
Sure do. Yeah.
A euphoric feeling where just like anything is possible, and you could like, you know, have sex with a table, right? Yeah, if the right hole was in it. Yeah. So he was the table, and I had to be attracted to him. Right. So, yeah,
that takes commitment. Like you got to have a steady supply.
Yeah.
How often were you indulging?
I'm sure I burned a few brain cells, but
sure, right.
We're back on track now.
I didn't know you were a gooner.
No, I'm not a gooner.
It's okay. This is a safe space.
Is it? No, I'm not. I mean, maybe a little bit. But
listen, girls can be poppers pigs.
Listen, I mean, it's been, you know, years, but I mean, you just get them at your local smoke shop.
Of course. I mean, all the kids know these days that's what you get.
Yeah, the kids do know. But yeah, you know, I'm going to own it. You know, because listen, there's people out there that do all this type of stuff too, and they just live in the shadows and have double lives, and I'm just gonna be like, yeah, I've done poppers. What about it?
Gooned.
What I got so weird referring to myself that way, but I had to goon out to get off.
Well, Mimi, I'm so excited that you're here because you. I don't know if I've ever told you this, but you were actually the very first comedian in this godforsaken city to ever pay me a compliment for my comedy.
Shut the fuck up.
No, literally. It was at Deaf Noodles Comedy Club, which most of our guests that we're going to have on, we've both, Everett and I, have like met at Deaf Noodles. So it was an incredible spot until I wasn't. But after a set, you came up to me and you go, I really enjoyed what you had to say.
I did. I remember.
And you said to me, I've been to North Dakota.
Oh, I have.
Which is crazy because that's where I'm from, as our listeners probably know. Why were you in North Dakota?
Oh, God. Well, I was there because my ex-husband's parents lived in Botanow for a minute. And when we were driving cross country, when we moved, we lived in Hawaii for a few years, and we were driving cross country from California up there, went to Montana for a couple days, went to North Dakota, spent about 4 days there. And it was really something. And it was very white. And I don't mean the demographics. I mean, it was snowing. I felt like the White Walkers from Game of Thrones were going to come out at any moment and eat us.
Yeah.
It was crazy. Everyone there was hideous. So I don't know where you came from, sweetie. I remember there was this couple that we met. We were hanging out in their garage and they had all these like weird like go-kart. I don't know. But the girl, she was young and she was like 26 and already had like 4 or 5 kids. Yeah. And her energy screamed lesbian to me. And I'm like, how is this bitch married with kids? And then I figured there's no gay or queer community in Botano, honey. You know, there's none of that. Maybe the men are doing some Brokeback Mountain style shit when the spring comes. But the women, I feel like there's, you know, there's a lot of probably sexual repression in that area of the country, maybe even more so than the South, right? I mean, Atlanta is like the gay men's capital of the world, honey.
So I've heard, yeah.
So, but I mean, what do you think though? Do you think that there's a lot of like, are people being open and exploring their sexuality and like themselves in North Dakota and South Dakota?
Let me tell you, as someone who goes back twice a year and is sometimes on Grindr, sometimes not, most of the time not. No.
I didn't think so.
Bleak. It is scary. And Botano specifically is a whole different. There's like, I grew up in Fargo, which is the big city.
Right.
What's the name of this town?
Botano.
Spell it for me, please.
Bottineau. Botano.
Fancy.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's French.
Yeah,
So
sure
I would go maybe once a year to play hockey there. I grew up playing hockey. Very cold place, very bleak place. And all I can really remember is I remember seeing a sign saying, "We eat worms year round." That is what I think of every single time I think of Botano. I don't know how to interpret that in any other way.
Huh. They eat like
maybe they're pretending to be fish. That's the generous. Maybe they like tequila and that keeps them warm.
I don't think so. That feels like it's more of like a moonshine part of the country.
Yeah.
I immediately went to intestinal parasites.
and moonshine and Busch Light is the vibe that.
Yeah.
What is like the regional beer for
Busch Light?
It's Busch Light because there's like
a Busch Latte.
What about for Ohio? Like, is it Keystone Light or is it Busch Light?
Oh, I don't know.
Like the cheaper.
I'm from Delaware myself.
Oh, that's right. That's right. You are a Delaware baby.
Delaware shout out is going to be Dogfish Head. All day, every day.
Wait, Dogfish Head. It's a nicer.
It's a nicer.
No,
beer,
I'm talking about
beer.
No, but I'm talking about like the bottom of the barrel beer, like below Bud Light, because in Alabama it's a Natty Light, which is natural light.
I think Natty, probably PBR too.
Oh, PBR. Oh, PBR is almost That's almost a delicacy.
It had a come up because of the fucking hipsters in the 2010s.
That's true.
But I mean, back when. I mean, Delaware's whatever Philly and Baltimore, whatever runoff comes from Philly and Baltimore, Delaware's going to slurp that up. So it's going to be, probably Natty Light with a little bit of crunched up fentanyl,
Ew. And Delaware, it's East Coast, but it's still like one of those places where it's rural.
Yes, very much.
So there's a lot of similarities actually between the three of us.
Oh, yeah.
Made me talk about Alabama because I will say every region in the U.S. obviously has their stereotypes. And I think my stereotype of the South is I think you guys are the most polite. And I think L.A. is a very not polite place. How has it been living here? And how long have you lived here?
I've been here 8 years. I moved here from New York. And it was funny because my ex-boyfriend, I moved up there to be with him. And when I'd first met his family, his cousin says to me, because she mentioned one of the Alabama stereotypes of, like racism and stuff. And she goes, "Oh, Alabama, huh? That's where those 4 little girls were killed in that bombing."
Oh my gosh.
And I go, Massapequa, Long Island, huh? That's where Amy Fisher blew Joey Buttafuoco's wife's face off, right? And she was like, yeah. And it's funny, that particular family mentioned the racism because I never heard the N-word more in their home. Oh, wow. Do you know how hard it is to like meet a guy, fall in love with him, and then like, oh God, everybody's a racist. What do I do? And you get out and move to California. So I moved to, I moved from there 8 years ago. They're not listening. Lovely people other than the racism, but, there's,
forgive that.
There's good people on both sides or some other bullshit. Yeah. But no, Alabama, I lived there up until I was 24. Mm-hmm. And I would say yes, there are nice people, I would say that a lot of folks there do not confront issues head on. A lot of things are very like hush, or like, oh, they're a good person, or oh, I saw them in church last Sunday, you know. And while, you know, I do like think of myself as definitely somebody who believes in God, I guess in some ways, you know, I am a Christian. I grew up in that faith. You know, there's a lot of, you know, people go to church for clout there.
Yeah, 100%.
They go to church for clout. If you don't go to church, it's weird, especially in small places like where I grew up in Clanton, Alabama. People go to church to, you know,
called Clanton.
Clanton, Clanton, with a C and not a K. That's
fine a point on it.
Right. That's one of my first jokes, actually, about the spelling of that place. But, you know, in LA, I would say, I really miss my friends back in Alabama. You know, I'm going to be going there again, doing a show at, the big club in Birmingham in December. So I'm super excited about that. But other than that, I mean, the stereotypes, yeah, politeness, but sometimes it can be a cover.
I mean, people do tend to think of, I mean, one of the things, as somebody from Delaware, nobody knows shit about Delaware ever. So I'm lucky.
I've been.
Well, yeah, there's nothing there. There's chicken houses, there's beaches, and then
I went to Firefly Music Festival.
Bless your heart. Lord.
You were there.
No, that's not Fire Festival.
Oh,
different thing. Different thing.
Oh my!
So I was like, wait, that was in Delaware?
No, Delaware has a relatively popular music festival in Dover, I think nearby Dover, called the Firefly Festival.
What's the gay beach?
Rehoboth. Yeah. But like when you're from wherever it is you're from, everybody has that stereotype immediately of you. And I've always seen the way that people talk to Southerners, especially in the North or like in Boston. If you ever met somebody from the South, they talk to you like you're a fucking idiot.
They talk down now.
Yeah. Like it's being from Delaware. People don't know enough about Delaware to talk to you any which way. So you do kind of get to make choose your own adventure.
Yeah.
One thing I appreciate about my
You still get to latch onto like the New York City intellect, East Coast.
Yeah, you can do the coastal elite.
Yeah. Delaware with, they're like, oh, I love New England. Like Delaware is not.
Delaware was the first state.
It was the first state, and that's the only thing it ever did.
You know, I will say that something not so polite that was said recently, and no one's attacked my accent in years. But a male open mic comic, and I think he was saying it trying to come from like a good place. I don't really know, but it was still a very cutting insult. He goes, I think it takes a minute for people to understand your comedy because people think when you start talking that you're stupid because you have a Southern accent. And I was just like, what? I was like, are you funny? Like,
I was just thinking about this today because we live in a city that is all about who's cool and how can I be next to the cool kids so that I can feel cool. And I'm like, why can't high school just end? And sometimes I think that is just specific to LA where we rate and rank ourselves against each other. But you actually brought up the church thing, and that's the same thing. So it's like copy and paste one problem in the city and it transfers into all these other places regardless.
oh, that's so true. Because, I mean, yeah, there's not like a social, I mean, I guess that's the social scene in small towns, you know, especially in the South or probably anywhere in the country, you know. You know, the Midwest, you know, the social scene does revolve around the church, you know, that's, you know, they're not going to the club to have affairs. They're going to Sunday service and bucking each, sorry, that was bad. I remember there was like this famous thing that my family all would always remind me of. And I think that at the time there was like a big scandal in the church I was going to where somebody was cheating on whoever's wife. And I was just like a little kid, I think, just overhearing stuff at home. Yeah. And for children's church, when the pastor would invite like all the little kids up to the front for like a little sermon, he would talk to each of us and ask us questions. And I remember Dr. Marshall, that was his name. He goes, can anyone tell me one of the 10 commandments? And I just screamed, I'm 8. Thou shalt not commit adultery. You know, instead of just like laughing like normal people in church would, like no one's, because people are afraid to laugh, you know. Yeah. People are afraid to laugh in the South at things that are like affecting them. Whereas people in Los Angeles are afraid to laugh at like my friend Niles Abston says this all the time, that people that the white liberals in LA are afraid to laugh.
Yeah.
Like when, I think when he does like alt rooms and like Silver Lake and stuff like that, they're like, oh, what do we do? You know, like, is this PC enough? You know?
What comes to mind is going to actually be our next guest on our podcast, Jackson Britt at your roast. So have you met Jackson Britt?
Yeah, I've met Jackson.
Yeah. So straight comic, very funny, very cutting, but it was a gay room and he just could not, like, he was so close to saying faggot. Like so many times, but he was truly, from a comedian perspective, probably the best one. It was just the audience was like, you know, because
really
he was vicious. Yeah, he was so good.
So I think naturally why we brought you here is to talk about the thing everyone's so scared to talk about, but can't stop talking about.
What, Gaza?
Yes, no, I'm close. Taylor Swift.
Oh.
And the new album.
That Nazi bitch. I'm just kidding.
Oh my God.
I'm joking.
What is your take on Taylor Swift as a figure, as a pop culture icon, and what do you think of her?
What I think about her, I think, number one, I don't know if I'd call her an industry plant, but I would tell her somebody that got propped up by talent and then the money behind it.
Yeah.
Which is fine, but she's had staying power, not a Nepo baby. Yeah. I feel like a Nepo baby in the music and the entertainment world is somebody whose parent is already in that world, not somebody that's like a business person, you know? Because listen, we live in LA, we know plenty, or at least I do, of like plenty of people whose parents have money that are trying to achieve some type of creative fame that are just not good. And so it doesn't happen. So it doesn't matter that, that they have the familial, financial backing. Yeah. But for her, she did have the talent. She had the look. She's a beautiful girl that always helps. She went through Nashville, which, I don't know. I wonder if it's easier to break into like the music industry via Nashville or LA or New York. What, do you know what I'm saying? Yeah. I feel like Nashville's maybe more like a small town. I
think Nashville too has a little bit more street cred from a songwriter perspective versus maybe like, I think LA and New York is producer heavy. And I think Nashville is artist heavy.
Is it not just sort of like genre wise? Like you're not going to Nashville if you think you're going to be the next Lana Del Rey.
No, you could nowadays. Yeah.
Oh, well,
because it's entirely about the lyric. Like the lyric is the most important thing versus here where it might be the beat.
Am I to understand Madison Beers is showing up to Nashville, Tennessee?
Is she a good singer?
I don't know enough about her, to be honest.
Like an Addison Rae type, just like
Addison Rae's is going to Nashville.
I've reached the age now in my 30s where I kind of don't give the younger pop girls a fair shake. Although unless they have staying power, like Tate McRae, I'm like, now I'm listening to her. I'm like, okay, your name's come up enough. Like I'm gonna check it out.
Tate, I'm sure you're lovely in real life.
You're on the Addison train. Rae.
She got me.
Yeah.
They got me, gal. She got me good.
But you know why? Because you like Lana Del Rey, and Diet Pepsi is essentially just a Lana Del Rey.
Yeah. What about Jessie Murph?
I don't even know who that is.
Jessie Murph. Boy, I'm mad. Boy, I'm mad. Boy, I'm mad at you. I had to get back at you. I had to get back at you. Yeah. Got a new man. Got a new damn mansion in Malibu. She's from Alabama. She's from North Alabama. She's only 20. Wow. 2021. I think she's cute. She's got a good look, but I mean, that's not a voice. No. It's not the voice of a generation.
Well, and Taylor did, just to your point, like obviously rich parents, but like has been writing songs since she was like 12. And it was really a look into like a girl's diary. It was like her whole bring up.
Now, because you are a fervent, ardent Swiftie.
I am.
And I have never listened to a single album of hers.
And I would say I'm in the middle. Yeah. Like I'm a divorcee. I was married. I'm gonna own it. I'm a product of divorce, and I am divorced. But regardless, actually, I'm a bastard. My parents were not married at the time. But anyways, I sang Mine to my ex-husband at our wedding.
Let me just tell you, Mine, that song, when that gets going, the intro to that song makes me want to drive off a fucking cliff.
Because you hated?
Like Thelma
like
and Louise at the end of the movie. They're just like, fuck, like I want to do the most.
Well, if Donald Trump gets a third term, we're going to blast Mine and just drive in the Grand Canyon holding hands together.
Absolutely.
See, for me, that song is Sheryl Crow's My Favorite Mistake.
Really? Ew.
Oh, no. Okay, listen here.
Did you know?
We're gonna fight. We're gonna fight right now. butt naked and wrestle.
Sheryl Crow just
Okay, I'd like to see that.
Sheryl Crow just said that that's like a song. For some reason, she doesn't like listening to herself. She gets the ick, whatever. And she's like, but the only song that like I can listen to is that song.
I gotta tell you, I was putting on my eyeliner in the mirror as the opening few seconds of that song started. I almost kicked through a wall.
Wait, you wear eyeliner?
You better believe it.
I'm just seeing it now.
I can't believe you didn't know that.
I didn't know you wore eyeliner.
I started wearing eyeliner maybe 5 years ago at this point, and my mother noticed, and she's like, Are you transitioning?
This is so funny because like you're not a makeup gay.
No, not at all.
You're not a
Except for the
makeup.
fact that I wear eyeliner. That's it.
Yeah, that's like how my best friend Matt is. And now he's like married to like this famous makeup artist. It's hilarious. I'm like, can he teach you something? And can you do my makeup? Because I need my best friend to be a makeup gay.
Yeah, I can't. All of that, the potions and all of that, I can't do. But just a little bit while listening to Sheryl Crow's My Favorite Mistake, try it. Next time you're putting on your makeup, have that song just in the rotation. When it comes on, if you're doing anything near your eyes, bitch, you will feel so cunt.
It is moody, which is very not this album.
Well,
I think we're going to get more into this album being the life of a showgirl. But I think just to, I guess, spoiler, I am a Swiftie. I think she has 4 or 5 like perfect albums. Fearless, Red, 1989, Folklore, Reputation. Like, I think that's perfect.
How does I have that many albums?
This was like number 12.
Why?
I mean, it's literally because she's a workaholic. She's a beast. But I will say that this album did fall short for me, which is it's the first album of hers where I've ever been disappointed upon my first listen.
I did my homework for this. I listened to an entire Taylor Swift album start to finish. This is the first one I've ever deliberately sought out and listened to. Every other time I've heard her, it's been non-consensual, with the exception
not consensual. So when somebody raped you with I cannot.
With Snow on the Beach with Lana Del Rey, more Lana Del Rey than the original release. That one I can listen to a lot. That's on my manic episode writing playlist. But album started strong. Middle of it, I tuned out. Couldn't lyrically, what is happening?
And I will say with that, she's a fantastic writer. I don't think pop music serves her pen at all. And specifically, she worked with Max Martin, who's this Swedish mastermind.
Yeah.
I can't believe he's so young. He's only 54. He's been around so long, since the late 90s. He must have gotten started when he was really, really young.
Oh, yeah. And he's like just this like really mysterious figure. Everyone goes to a studio in Sweden, but like it's a known thing that like he's not... Like, I think Taylor is at the point in her career where pop just doesn't serve her. Like, I think she does better with, like, a longer story, more narrative. And he's more like, I'm going to repeat the chorus 4 times and, like, it's going to be a perfect pop song. And I think she does better now just, like, playing around and not limiting herself to that. And I do think his impact on this album did affect a lot of the lyrics because it's not her best.
What's that?
I just want to say, has she been a major fixture for you, Mimi, as a dame, as a proper dame?
I mean, I would say, I feel like if I was maybe 5 or 10 years younger, she would have been more so a fixture. At the time that she came out in like 2008, 2009, like I was done with college.
Yeah. Right.
And I was into the more moodier. I mean, I was a 90s grunge kid. Like I was all about anything that was on the Lilith Fair. I loved as far as, female artists. I love all those bands like Pearl Jam, Live, Garbage.
People
Shirley
say,
Manson.
and I'll get your opinion on this. People have told me like that I look like Eddie Vedder. Do you see that at all?
I think so, yeah.
I didn't know who he was, and then I Googled him, and I was like, the fuck?
See, that's when you told me you look like Ben Platt.
Oh,
I don't know who that is.
I get that one a lot.
I looked it up.
So I feel like, I think if I'd had children at the appropriate time, like a lot of people that I know, maybe I would be more into Taylor Swift if I was like buying tickets for like an 11 or 12-year-old girl, right? Which leads me to like tell you guys, what I was talking about earlier about how, the church is so important, back home in my community, but is it important? People use it to judge and condemn and that kind of thing. And there's this like false pious, sense of self that a lot of people have there. This girl wrote something that I went to high school with who was not the nicest person in high school.
Hell yeah. We got a Facebook post?
We wrote a Facebook post all about Taylor Swift's and her stuff. So you want to hear this? Facebook is where it go for the millennials. Facebook is where it goes the fuck down. Okay. So I'm going to read this in probably what I think she sounds like now. Okay. Which is a more,
in dialect.
Yes. more so than my Southern accent, which apparently is stupid.
No.
All right. This might ruffle some feathers, but here goes. God calls us to not be lukewarm and to stand firm in our faith. So here's my heart. If you call yourself a Christian, but turn around and listen to Taylor Swift or any music that speaks darkness, pride, revenge, or witchcraft into your life, you are opening the door for that spirit to speak over you and your children. This goes for what you watch too. You're inviting that into your home, your car, your heart. But then when life gets hard, we turn and call on God. But we've been feeding ourselves with the world. You want your girls to grow up and marry Forrest Franks? I don't know who that is. But you're allowing them to listen to and dress like Swifties. I'm sorry, what? This is a wake-up call for me, too. Blonde emoji raising hand. I'm not perfect. I've listened to and watched things that do not please the Lord. Bitch, you've done things, too. I know you in high school. But I'm drawing the line and making better choices for myself and my kids because they're watching and my Savior is watching. It's not up to the church to teach our children about Jesus. It's up to us, mamas and daddies. Let's get it right. Okay, so you're saying that Taylor Swift talks about the pride, revenge, darkness. Taylor Swift's influenced by Shakespeare.
Literally, yeah.
You know, have you read Shakespeare, you dumb hick bitch?
I mean, there's witches in Macbeth, okay?
True, there are.
3 of them, in fact.
Yes. Oh, yeah. And sirens and the other stuff and all that.
There is theories that she is a witch, and like people like harken it back to like this witch from like the 1800s, and that she looks just like her. Blah blah blah.
Well, yeah, sure.
And
Is that an AI photo or is it real?
it's real. So this came out like 3 years ago, and then on Taylor's last album, Tortured Poets, she actually like references like my songs or spells or something as like a lyric. So she's like playing into it, and she knows this exists. But
Well, yeah, it's just like, you know, the stuff I was saying about, you know, the things that you say are going to be misconstrued. Like I was talking about poppers earlier. People probably think I'm huffing them right now. It's just a time in my life, you know. We say we're comics. We say things. We're silly. She's an artist. She's a songwriter. She's trying to evoke an emotion. You know, it doesn't mean like it's real.
The dressing like a Swiftie. I'm like, oh no, you're wearing a long sleeve shirt with a cami over top and a lot of chunky bracelets.
Right.
She's going to be the model example of what a slut looks like in 2025.
I was like, I could give you
over jeans.
Yeah.
What are we doing?
I was like, I can give you a better one.
Even her album art on this new album, Life of a Showgirl, like this is the sexiest she's ever looked and the highest skin she's ever shown, but it's still really modest.
And it's a take on Ophelia too, and the pool and the drowning and all that.
Yeah.
Okay. Also, another thing, Showgirl. I heard nothing about Showgirls in that album.
Her song with Sabrina Carpenter, The Life of a Showgirl.
That was the one moment that said.
And it was definitely giving a little Broadway. Like, when is Taylor Swift going to be Roxy Hart? You know?
Okay, that's a perfect segue. So in Broadway musicals, like they're making movie musicals nonstop. So like 10 Things I Hate About You is next spring, and Carly Rae Jepsen is going to write the music for it. And so I'm thinking, because I know Taylor's got her eye on that EGOT, and you both know she does too. I'm going to pitch this, and if Taylor, you're listening, you're welcome. Gone Girl the Musical, music and lyrics by Taylor Swift. Is anyone more suited?
This gives nothing to me.
You don't know Gone Girl?
You've never seen Gone Girl?
Amy Dunn, Nick Dunn, Gillian Flynn book, David Fincher made it a new movie.
No, you might as well be speaking Hindi.
Amy Adams and Ben Affleck.
Love Amy Adams.
Rosamund Pike.
Oh, Rosamund. Oh, that's right.
But basically,
Bond Girl.
He cheats on her. She stages her abduction and frames him, but she's secretly just like off, like fucking off in the Ozarks, like watching this whole media circus take place.
That sounds charming. I suppose I might pick. Is it a magazine?
It's a revenge like thriller, psycho bitch, but
kinetoscope
revenge against her like cheating husband. And I'm like, no one's ever been more suited to write the music and lyrics for that.
I think Taylor Swift should take a stab at writing The Crying Game as a musical.
But I think all of this is to say is like The Life of a Showgirl. It is hard, I think, and I'd be interested in what you two think. But is it harder to make happy stuff seem meaningful than like sad or angry or spiteful, like in reference to art? Because I think she went for, I'm happy, I want to reflect my happiness. But I just can't, it's tough for me to grasp onto that.
You know, I feel that way about comedy. Has that same stripe of like, there's nothing funny about somebody who's doing well.
Yeah.
As Rita Rudner said that on RuPaul's Drag Race. There's nothing funny about somebody who looks good and is doing well.
Yeah.
You know, you just go fuck yourself. Give me somebody with trauma. I think if your album is, I'm in a great place in my life and I feel good.
And I'm going to write a catchy tune about my boyfriend's cock.
Yeah, right. Like that's...
Which is just the silliest song, you know?
And I love her, but I am allergic literally from like, I think it's Wish List to that song. There's like 3 songs back to back to back where I'm like, this is just so not good.
What do you think about Eldest Daughter?
I thought it was a reach. And there's this whole thing with Taylor where track 5 is always going to be like the emotional, like sad catharsis.
Right.
And that felt very purposely. Like, I almost feel like she wrote that 10 years ago and then was just like, I love this song and it's time. And with this album too, I do feel, because she mentioned she was on the Eras tour and then on the weekends she would go to Sweden and work on it. And I think that did a disservice to the overall product too.
Private jet. If she'd flown commercial, I think we'd have a different...
Really, in Coach? Suffered a little bit, you know?
But like, I guess when you guys are writing or like doing something creative, do you find that you do better when you carve out time to actually do it rather than piecing it into your life? Because she it seemed like she was piecing this into her life where it would fit, and then it like she'd go and hang out with Travis at night. And again, it's just like it didn't all feel cohesive to me. Like it just felt really mishmashy.
That's interesting because I mean, 1989 was definitely a cohesive album for sure.
And I think she had the luxury at that time of being young, and so she could carve out this time. Whereas now, you know,
probably being love bombed by Harry Styles.
Yeah, now she's a 35-year-old woman. She's got a business outside of being a musician. Like she's all over. 3.
Yeah, she has a cat. Because she did the whole big Kamala post with the cat.
I knew I remember that.
Yeah, and then for some reason people still say she's a Trump supporter, and she's not. And people were also mad about the song, the canceled. That's
terrible.
About well, they were mad like, oh, you know, she's friends with Brittany Mahomes, and Brittany Mahomes, I guess, liked some post about Donald Trump, and people are mad. I'm like, well, what's she going to do? Denounce her friendship with that guy that's like, with that woman, you know? Like, I don't know. Well, it's reaching across party lines, I guess.
And that's where I'm like, that song is, I actually think that's probably the worst song I've heard of hers since Me. Do you remember the lead single, Me?
Oh.
Yeah.
It's
and being a Swiftie, like, and I am still a Swiftie, and I think it's important to acknowledge you can critique the people you love and wish better. But
for sure,
there's always just certain eras where it's hard to be a Taylor Swift fan, and this is one where it is, because everyone's like, she's a capitalist billionaire, Barbie, Nazi, whatever. And I will say, I hear a song like Canceled, and I'm like, oh man, that sucks that I have to defend that. But
I relate to that specifically because of my love. My checkered past of problematic faves. And I can say, you know,
like, let me guess, Azalea Banks.
As a lover of Azalea Banks.
Same.
Somebody
I was in the 212. You know what?
Azalea, for me, has been present in so many manic episodes of my own that, you know, just I've baby birded onto her. And there are times when I cannot defend the things that she's doing. That chicken, what are we doing here?
What happened with the chicken?
Well, she sacrificed a chicken in her closet.
Yeah, and then uploaded a photo of like blood and feathers.
A little bit of brujeria, only hurt a chicken. Okay.
And then she tried to pitch it as we were being racist because that was a cultural thing from her African ancestors.
And now she's in Israel. She's firmly on Team Netanyahu. Cannot defend it. A bunch of friends of mine actually have sent me her posts and been like, this is your girl? I'm like, if I just
listen, I'm sure they have problematic faves too. They probably just don't talk about it. Everybody's got a problematic fave. Right. They just keep in the closet in the dust.
Yeah, I feel comfortable walking back from my love of Azalea Banks now.
Yeah.
Just because it's a little across the line. What can you do? I don't think Taylor Swift can get to that point. It's sort of like, what could Beyonce do to turn off the beehive? Nothing.
Well, and I think with Azalea Banks, not to get too into the psychology, but I think she has a really tortured past with her parents, specifically her mom. And I think looking at like Taylor Swift, Beyonce, Lady Gaga, like I think these girls have like good foundation. Like I think they have good parents.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah.
Right.
Lucky them.
That's the other thing that I find it sometimes hard to relate to an artist who's had just like a very
Easy life.
yeah, and Taylor Swift, not to say she obviously works very hard, etc., etc. But all of that is just like
She is like
do some heroin.
Yeah. No.
No, not with a finny.
I hear that, and then I do have to like pause myself and be like, what must it be like to receive criticism just simply for being there? Like the biggest critique of her that's made the most sense to me, where I'm like, I understand why you don't like her, is there was a meme that I recently came across where someone said, I don't know what it is, there's just something about her face that makes me think that in a previous life she came on my farm, she stole my cattle, and I never saw them again. And I'm like, okay, that actually makes a ton of sense, because you just don't like her and you don't have a reason for it.
That's hilarious.
I remember I was stopped for a man on the street interview here in Los Angeles, and they said, Taylor Swift, what's your first impression? And just without thinking, I lifted the camera and I said, stop it. You know where my niece is. Release her to me.
Oh, that's so funny. That's so funny.
I hope this interview never makes it to air anywhere, because they will find me.
Oh, gosh.
But I will, like, she had that lawsuit however long ago it was. The guy who groped her, I don't remember what the situation was, but she sued him for $1, for one simple dollar. And that was metal as fuck to me, because she could have scorched the earth. She could have absolutely leveled this man's entire neighborhood. But she wanted to make the point, and obviously won the case and got her dollar out of it. I was like, oh, that's actually really, I 1000% respect that on board. Taylor's.
It's out of principle, right?
Yeah, like that.
I don't know.
That enough was to me like, oh, I think she's absolutely.
I'd still go scorched earth.
Right. Me too.
Maybe that's the difference between like she had parents and I didn't, you know? Like,
Taylor, I saw that and I said, oh, Taylor Swift is a better man than I am. That is 100%.
And I do respect that about her. She is petty, but she will punch you right in the mouth. Like, it's not a secret. She goes like balls to the wall, and I can respect that.
About when it comes to the face, then like it's just her face. I always get the impression from her, and Tate McRae is the same thing. Where like we would have been friends, like she'd have gay friends, but she'd have a really homophobic boyfriend, and she would always side with the boyfriend. That's always the feeling.
oh,
from her
yeah.
and Tate McRae.
Tate McRae, I think she's pretty, but she just doesn't look like a star to me. Is that bad? I hate, like, I'm not trying to cut down a woman. I think she's very pretty, but I don't know. There's just something that's just like, I don't know.
I don't understand why Tate's voice sounds like it's being forced through a tiny.
I love her hair. And I love her dancing.
I think she's beautiful. I actually kind of think she's got hot girl shit, like in a way no one has since Britney. If I'm
really?
But I will say her style, what she wore to the VMAs, that little white number. Did you see that?
No.
Oh, bitch. She looked like she was like, it looked like the gown you would wear before you're gonna like, well, it looked like a bathrobe, like a sheer see-through bathrobe.
Maybe she just looks really young to I don't know what it is.
I think it's the Gen Z style. I think it's a really bad style.
Maybe, I think it's the style. It's not really like her, because I think she's a pretty girl, but I don't know, but there's just something that's like not. And maybe I'm older now.
Yeah, I know. As a woman of a certain age, I know we would have been friends in high school, and she would choose her homophobic boyfriend.
That's a funny take.
Well, and I think part of why I like Taylor too is she is obviously, we said like she's attractive, objectively, like good looking, but that's not what she leads with. It's not about her sex appeal.
No.
In fact, I think where I really clung on to her as like an actual fan was in like 2013. She was doing an interview and she had said, I'm not cool, sexy, or edgy. What I am is like I work hard, I'm romantic, and I'm dramatic, and these three things inform my craft. And I'm like, boom, that's such a simple log line. You're so self-aware. This is something I can relate to.
I love that. Yeah, she definitely is a romantic, like this. I don't know, and I have a big part of me, like I can be edgy, I can say shocking things, I can do that, but at the end of the day, like I'm in my room crying listening to Lana Del Rey. Okay,
or just for the listeners who can't see, maybe he's wearing a jean jacket with a pin on it that says professional pervert. Is that right?
Yeah.
Just seeing that.
Old school romance.
It's true. But that doesn't, again, this is just something I'm wearing. This is not my soul, right? You can't see that. I'm very guarded, just like Taylor. But, but her song, The Fate of Ophelia, she goes into the whole thing like, it was just me, myself, and I. And then you came along. And that's kind of hearkening to the whole thing of like, oh, the right guy is going to come along when like you least expect it. But I also feel like she doesn't really take too much time being single either. It has been like one relationship after the other with an A-lister or close to that for years now.
Do you think she'd be able to date a normal person? I thought
absolutely not. Absolutely. I mean, she can't even be a normal person. Like, that's why she's saying, in that song, like, oh, she's up in the tower. She doesn't have, what we feel is just an everyday thing. But to her, I mean, yeah, it is a luxury when you are at that stature. You can't go anywhere. She cannot go anywhere alone.
What was it? There's always the speculation that the relationship is a publicity and like set up by Carr completely and totally. I wonder how awful it must be let's imagine they just met at the cafe, like they got their orders mixed up and then they just had the romance that you get in a 90s movie.
Oh, I love that.
To have somebody always question, like, you're only together because your agents put you together, that would be really fun.
How did they meet?
So he went to an Aries tour. He pretty much posted it online. Was like, I want to take you on a date. Like, it was very public.
Oh, interesting.
And she saw it and then like basically invited him backstage to like one of her shows. It was like at the opening of the Eras tour.
I love that. I'm on board.
And he like totally, it was like the DM heard around the world. So it was like actually really cute. And they seem put together, but I think she is ultimately just a loner. And I think it would be really hard to relate to someone like her. And so I think that's probably why in our current age, as we're all addicted to our cell phones and we all prefer to go home and look at our phones rather than be out at the club or whatever. Like, I think that's why people grasp onto her. I think she's just like the ultimate, like, loner. He
seems like just, I don't know too much about Travis Kelce, but he seems like a man.
Yeah.
Like a big dude. Mm-hmm. Oh, I love a big guy.
Yeah.
Yes.
What's the tallest? Like, what would max out?
Well, here's the thing. Men, as they get taller, their bodies can be weird, right? Mm-hmm. Especially if they're like white guys. Like white guys, I do not feel like they're not as good as like tall black men,
I mean, the skin gets too thin. You see all the veins.
Well, it's just like white guys. I don't know. Like they just like don't work out enough. I don't know what it is, but like, or they're like too skinny and tall. I don't know. Mm-hmm. But, I mean, I've gone out with a guy that's like 6'7".
Yeah.
It was fine.
And it didn't challenge your own masculinity.
That's
exactly where I was. I'd be like, I would just be a dainty little woman.
And I love feeling that way, and like in LA, you're around a bunch of like, straight guys that are little artistes. The gay men are the big ones,
It occurred to me, I saw a group of straight people. Halloween's coming up this weekend, and I saw a group of straight people leave my apartment together, and I go, I have not seen that many straight people in LA since living here.
Huh.
What is it like to date straight men in LA? And specifically WeHo.
I mean,
are there?
Horrible, yeah. Well, I mean, I feel like some of them are closeted and have like gay sugar daddies or, or chasers, in the trans community, which is, I don't know if you chase trans, are you gay or are you straight? I don't know. The spectrum is, difficult for me to pinpoint. It's not my thing. I am, a straight woman. Dating is, I've been taking like a pretty big break from it. I told you in like literally the last 3 days, though, I've had like a few blasts from the past, like come back around, including like a guy I haven't, seen in 4 years.
Love that.
6 guys. And I even had a guy I dated in 2019 call me at 8:30 a.m. this morning.
That's psychotic.
It's insane.
Was there a time difference at play?
No, he lives in Pasadena.
No, man.
He took meth yesterday at noon.
Yeah, right.
And never went to bed.
And I go, and I was like, why are you calling me at 8:30 a.m.? I was like, Steven, that's his name, I don't care. It's like, Steven, are you still up from the night before? He goes, no, are you still up from the night before? I'm like, I'm in bed in my human swaddle and my bonnet, like in my eye mask, like absolutely not. I mean, dating's okay. Unfortunately, I'm around a lot of male comics all the time.
Which is just awful.
And straight male comics. And this is, I tell, actually my aunt this all the time. I'm like, you would not believe the amount of play these men get because women want to be with a funny guy. Men, straight men are not out there saying like, I want to be with a girl that's funny. No. That's not at the top of their list, right? But women are just like, I just want to laugh. I do not want to meet a guy that's funny. I want to meet a guy that's stern, romantic.
Gonna hold your bags while you shop.
Exactly. That's the vibe.
You want a Lutheran.
I want a Lutheran. Oh God, my ex-husband was Lutheran. Don't say that. Oh no, I want you back, babe.
Okay. All right. So what I'm hearing you say is we need PR to find you a relationship.
Yeah, I mean, I'm definitely I'm either going to be in a relationship, or I'm not, I'm not in a space in my life.
Those are the 2 options,
yeah, pretty much. I'm not in a space in my life where I'm having, casual sex. Mm-hmm. I haven't, had any relations with men in months, and
that's for the best.
It is for the best. And I've seen, like my comedy grow. I spend so much time with my friends, and I'm really, my fitness is getting much better, and I'm just in a really good space. I go to bed early. I'm not wondering if a guy's going to text me, and that, I mean, there's nothing more embarrassing than I'm 40 years old. I'm not going to be like in a situationship. Like, that's just a complete waste of time.
You're Mimi's agent. She's very successful comic. She's blown up. She's selling out theaters. Who are you setting her up with in the industries that we know?
I mean, what comes to mind, I guess this person's definitely not funny, but my head always goes to rapper.
For me and a rapper? That's such a weird pairing.
Who are we thinking?
Big Sean.
Big Sean? I mean, I know he's packing. Like, that's one thing. I just
roadside to side.
I just don't feel like, I don't know. I don't feel like a rapper, somebody that's like influencer-esque is for me, because I don't feel like I'm like glamorous.
This is going to be triggering from what I know of you, but like, it was rapper or like army vet, military brat, which I know. I'm so sorry. I know.
Why those two?
Because
army brat or army vet?
Because I think you need like a man's man. And so I think of like the 2 most masculine, like,
I don't know. A lot of those rappers are DL though.
I know. That's a little bow wow last. Anywho, I'm going to get murdered.
Yeah, I'm not saying anything. I know like some realty. I cannot.
It's either the Swifties or Bow Wow. But, I'm going to change text. Politician got me thinking, it's got to be Gavin Newsom.
We didn't even talk about this.
It's gotta be you as Gollum.
Mimi has this amazing online persona that I cannot believe we almost fucking forgot. It is Gollum in LA. You need to follow Gollum in LA on Instagram. It is
don't walk.
It is so disorienting because it's Gollum's face, but Mimi's big, beautiful tits. Like, it's just so crazy.
You won't believe this. Gollum has an admirer, and Gollum has a pay pig. And I listen, it was months in the making, but let me just say, I don't know what I guess, I don't even know if this qualifies as like sex work, because it's like all I did was be Gollum on Instagram, but like a stranger Venmo'd me $4,000.
Oh.
Yeah.
This is women succeeding is what we're all about at this podcast. And that is a grade A example of women getting ahead.
I really came up with that, they have like a monster fetish, I guess. I don't know. And they were just like, I want to send you some money. And I was like, are you serious? And then, yeah.
Damn.
5 months later, $4,000 in my Venmo.
And so Gavin Newsom is the man who sent her that $4,000.
Re-elect him now. No.
Vote yes on Prop 50.
Oh gosh. Yeah, I mean that was like a definitely like a come up, and I remember it was so funny. I was like telling like some girl that's
definitely a come up.
So yeah, I mean I'm like gig working right now, so I was like, oh, this is good. But that's why I'm gonna be able to go to New York and do some shows and other things. But what I was saying, it's so funny, like with women, like you tell someone that and women are like, send them my way. And I'm like, are you in prosthetics as Gollum doing skits online? No, you're just a basic bitch.
Yeah,
like you're not.
A fucking minute.
Yeah, you cannot be Gollum. And it's funny because when I started doing the whole Gollum bit, a good girlfriend said to me, one of my best friends, she goes, "That's really brave of you to do that." And I looked at her, I go, "You realize I'm doing comedy, right?
Yeah.
Like I'm not trying to be some cool right. I'm not trying to be some cool ingenue. I'm past that point, you know." I was like, "I'm a comedian." And I said, "Are you saying that why is it brave?" I said, "Are you saying that because men will not want to fuck me, or men will want to date me because they see me being Gollum online?" And she was like, "Oh God, I guess." But it's like, yeah, women are so male centered, you know, like tell me who's just sending you $4,000 for just existing.
And women need to be centered on the precious.
Women need to be centered on themselves, which they are the precious. Just like Taylor Swift says, "I was all about me, myself, and I." And then this motherfucker came along, this manly man. So.
Well, and I think you're hitting on a point too. I think men are so fucking fragile, gay men included. And that's what I do like them together, Taylor and Travis, but I do have this just sneaking suspicion of like, Travis is going to retire in a couple of years from football. He's going to watch her continue to kill it. And then
he's going to have an affair.
Not going to know who he is. You know, he'll be a news anchor for.
Do you mean like personality wise, or like from the brain trauma?
Personality wise, because
is he trauma in the brain? Is he?
Well, it's football. They're like hitting each other in the head and stuff.
This is going to be nothing to you. You might not even know who this is. But Kristen Cavallari was married to Jay Cutler, who
she was a guest judge on Nathan's Drag Race.
Was she?
Yeah.
From the Laguna Beach?
I think so.
I don't think so. I would have known.
Okay, I'm going to fact check this.
She's a reality star. She was from Laguna Beach, but she was married to Jay Cutler, who's the quarterback of the Chicago Bears. And literally as soon as Jay Cutler retired, like they got a divorce because he probably just was like, "I don't know who I am." And he was probably miserable to be around.
Well, you think Kristen Cavallari was miserable to be around?
Oh, for sure. I'm not saying I think they both sucked.
What's her like her voice like? Hey, so
I don't know.
Season 3.
She news just. Oh wow, she wasn't what?
Yeah, guest judge.
Knew it. She just made the news for sleeping. She admitted to a news outlet that Morgan Wallen is good in bed, which I was like, "Oh yeah, you're trash."
Oh yeah.
Get me back to God's country.
Yeah, that's that guy. Gollum also slept with Morgan Wallen.
Actually,
you can see it on Gollum, and I'm like, no.
Okay, well, thank you so much, Mimi. It has been wonderful. This podcast will never air.
No, I've never been with anyone famous. I've been with people that are famous adjacent.
As
not, no, as me.
Now, okay, so Gollum, is Gollum still on board for more pay pigs?
I mean, absolutely. I mean, Gollum, I need to, but the thing is, it's like, to do the whole Gollum makeup, it takes 5 hours to do. And I do it myself now too.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. I kind of taught myself how to, shout out to Alyssa, who kind of gave me the tutelage, but, my friend Mimi, who doesn't live here anymore, she's the one that first transformed me into Gollum the first couple of times.
Cause the makeup is fucking right.
And then, but, you know, the thing is about Gollum, it's like, it doesn't have to be perfect. You can still be ugly. Yeah. You know, so.
Hair is there. I mean, the 4 strands of hair.
My little strands of hair. I took like old extensions and like glued them on my top. And I want to think of like more original characters too to do, because I do like the whole like prosthetic type. I love that kind of makeup.
You're so fucking good.
Yeah,
thank you.
Nuts.
Yeah,
it's disorienting. The voice is spot on.
Yeah, I need to do it again. I was supposed to do it on a show today, but. Yeah, I was just like, I can't do that. And also it's like these, you know, shows in LA don't pay.
Right. Yeah. You're certainly not getting in geesh if they're not paying you.
Right. No, I'm not going to do it. So Gollum will make a comeback, I'm sure.
Mimi, what would you rate The Life of a Showgirl out of 5? 5 stars.
The Wii.
What was your favorite song?
Oh, Fate of Ophelia.
Fate of Ophelia. That's a good one.
I mean, for me, that's like the only real banger. And it speaks to me right now too, because I'm like at a very romantic part of my life. So, yeah. Also,
she's not known for picking the right first lead single. Like her fan base that gives her a hard time for that. Perfect first single. Like, yeah. Really well done. Everett.
Well, it's the best song.
Yeah. Everett, what would you rate it?
I guess it's a 3. It was the middle part of it was all skips. Ophelia is fabulous, excellent song. And she sounded so good. And just voice-wise, like really vocally, you definitely could not stop the song. It's, I don't know, 3-ish, maybe 2.8.
I was going to say, for me, my head is saying 2.5, but my heart says 3.5. So I'm going to say a 3.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah. My favorite song is Ruin the Friendship. I think it's like, I think it shows everything. I think it highlights her talents the best of any of the songs on the album. It's about a kid she had gone to high school with who had passed away, I think probably from suicide.
Yeah.
And for me, I was really surprised at how optimistic the album was, because the artwork seemed very sad and like, this is hard or moody. And I think that was really compelling to me, thinking about how she was thinking about this kid while on the most successful tour of all time.
Yeah, okay, so I'm going to stick with my 2.8, maybe a little lower, because there was no Showgirl. That's right. There wasn't enough Showgirl in it for me.
There was Showgirl with Sabrina.
Yeah.
Yep, that's not enough.
But I like the idea of like behind the scenes, it doesn't look how it might look to you when I'm on stage. Like I'm tired, I'm this, I'm that. I'm just like you when I'm not performing.
Right. That's what I got to about the life of a showgirl. It wasn't giving the last Showgirl last year's, indie film starring Pamela Anderson. It was like, I am a showgirl. This is my life, but I'm not, it wasn't like a lot of, glitz and glam.
Yeah.
I think when people saw that, they're just like, oh, this is going to be this really glamorous album. And
I needed
that's not what it
brass.
was.
I needed more brassy.
Well, and I will say, I'm just going to put this out into the Swiftie universe, but I would love for her to work with Trent Reznor and Atticus Ross of the Nine Inch Nails.
Really?
So they made an album with Halsey a few years ago called If I Can't Have Love, I Want Power. And it's Halsey's best work. And like I'm just putting that into the universe, I think.
That's how I feel. If I can't have love, I'm going to have power.
Yeah.
And Gollum's going to help me get it.
Gavin Newsom, if you're listening, we have a real firecracker for you. Okay, you dated Kim Guilfoyle. You're familiar with prosthetics. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Well, but he seems to be in a happy marriage.
Oh, damn it.
Yeah.
All right, back to the drawing board.
I know. Back to the drawing board, my guy.
Well, Mimi, thank you so much for being here. You were our first guest.
Yay!
And without further ado, Mimi, you just got bread.
Yay! What kind of bread is it? Sourdough? Is it cinnamon raisin?
It's challah.
Oh, my favorite. I used to work for a rabbi.
Hell yeah. Mimi, I adore you. Anybody with a lick of sense would adore you too. Should adore you. And will.
Oh, thank you.
Where can we find you?
You can find me mainly on Instagram, Mimi Landru. I'll be posting my upcoming show dates on there. I'll be in New York in November and Alabama in December.
All right, kids, you know where to go. Go out and fucking see Mimi. It's going to be fabulous. Okay. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you for joining us. We hope you enjoyed the show.